How good is Feixiao without Robin, Bronya, Ron May, even Sparkle? So in today's video, we're going to do a 4-star only clear, taking advantage of E2 Moze and E3 March. The frequency of attacks, plus the buffs and debuffs we can get with these two characters is crazy for a sub-DPS hunt character in both Moze and March. So we're going to see just how the vulnerability, crit damage increase taken, plus the crit damage buffs and speed buffs from March is just going to be wonderful overall for this 4-star team, and hopefully we can get a reasonable speed clear in MOC 12. Let's hop right into it, hit that subscribe button, join the Discord, and let's go. To start off the fight, we're going to spam Feixiao's skill a couple of times just so we can get those free points for March, and then going into the fight, let's see how the rotation is set. So, March 7th, specifically, we're going to go ahead and pop the ultimate right after. That way the quid pro quo on Gallagher can trigger. Very important. It actually does not trigger every time, which makes me think that maybe sometimes it'll try to give it to Feixiao even though she doesn't have energy. Not entirely sure if it's just a bug or what it is. But here we're going to go ahead and pop the ultimate on Gallagher. We got it at a pretty early point to when his next turn was, so we're not wasting too much action value, and we're saving energy like this. And now we're also already at 6 stacks going into phase turn for the MOC buff. So here, whenever we attack the purple thing, that means that we're going to be able to get 25% extra follow-up vulnerability plus an extra 40% crit damage taken to follow-ups, which is very nice. We're also spamming out like 8 attacks in a row, which is pretty disgusting. Now here with Moze, we've got the ultimate, which is going to lead to 1 free follow. Very good. Now this is E2 Moze, so all of his damage buffs come from his E4 and E6, plus those, you know, nice little trace buffs with, you know, E3 and E5. Now here with Feixiao, let's see what we can do. E0, S1, only being buffed by 4 stars. That's not too bad. Now going into the next couple of turns, we can use the Feixiao's ultimate if we want to. We can take advantage of all the buffs from this turn, so probably good to pop it early. And then we've got another enhanced turn on March coming up here, so this is looking really, really good for the first wave of damage. We can actually possibly kill. Not too many numbers, but you know what? That's looking pretty damn good. If Moze is above E2 or on a good light cone, he's on swordplay right now, then this initial cycle can very easily look like a 0 cycle to me. And then going into the next wave, it's going to be a little bit tougher, though I want to say, because in this situation, we are building up stacks, building up points, building up energy, building up the ultimate on Feixiao going into the next wave, so it is hard to say whether if we actually did skip this cycle, if we could have got the same speed clear on the second side. Hard to say. Anyways, though, here we're at perfect stack generation. This is going to give us just about the maximum number of stacks we could have in that wave. And now with 0 action value, going to pop Gallagher just to put him in front, not to waste energy. And also going to give more energy to March 7th, which is good. Reduce the attack of Kafka, actually just help a little bit because she does deal a good amount of damage. And now we're at 7 stacks at 0 action value still. No crit. Pretty sad there. Already at 5 stacks. 12 stacks for Fei, but we can still get 2 more without overcapping. So that's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and use the skill, implant the debuff, and then we'll go ahead and pop the also breaking the left enemy to take even less damage. Nice. Now here, you know, there really isn't too much of a reason to pop it now versus later, but I'm kind of just got a little trigger happy. At this point, we can go ahead and cleanse March. I wish she doesn't skip her next turn, which is pretty good. And then the real question is our 2 ults enough to take out Kafka? Should be. We're going to wait on Moze's turn before we do any Feixiao ultimate. Here we go. Let's see what we got. We've got the debuffs. We've got the March buffs. 28-31 per hit. 250 is reasonable. For this 4-star team, I think that's not too bad. Crazy amount of attacks. I mean, this with Robin is the reason why that team is just so unbelievably disgusting, because you're getting infinite amount of concerto procs. Even without Robin, though, it looks really good. And there we go. One more attack gives us the Fei ultimate, and I think that's it. Well, I know that's it. If this didn't kill, there'd be a serious issue at 99.8% crit rate. For the builds here on Fei, we had 139 speed. March was 140, so Fei is always one less than March, and the 10% speed buff means that if we can actually get to 124 with attack boots, then I think that's actually the better bet. Just does depend on the team, whether you have Robin, because you don't want a slow character with Robin, and pretty much like that team comps, very dependent there. Now, when it comes to the crit ratio, 99.8% means that's 0.2% chance to miss, which I gotta say is so nice, so comfortable. You don't really even see that you're missing out on a lot of crit damage when everything is critting, when every single tick is critting. It is a very nice feeling, and I think that's definitely the better bet versus missing those random ticks all over the place. It's very rough. Now here, as for the light cone, we're on her light cone. So 54% depth shred means that we can actually synergize very nicely with E1 Ranmei and E2 Sparkle, Eidolons like that are going to help us get to that 100% cap. Although they don't have as much synergy when it comes to the teams, but we're on the 4-piece Valorous and 4-piece Ajura, and I got some really good rolls here, so probably my best rolled character, to be honest. Orb's not too good, but other than that, everything else is looking pretty nice. The E1, for the extra 50% damage stacking up to it, is crazy. I'll make a video on this at some point, but I think I am actually enjoying my E0 Fei, so she's probably going to be E0 for a while. And as for the E2, I am somewhat tempted to pick it up and just leave it there, because that's very cool. I've heard some things that it's a little bit more constricting because you have to play more into the follow-up team, because that's how you're taking advantage of it. However, I also think that in a way it's less constricting, because now you can use other teammates that don't do as many follow-ups, but the characters that do follow-ups are going to get you your full stacks. So there actually is a little bit more team variability there with the E2, even though you can't take as full advantage of it. Sorry for that little ramble. Now here on Moze, we're at 111 speed. No speed boots. That's because we've got a good amount of action advance on himself, plus when he exits his state. So I think this is the better route to go. Although, if you do not have E6 Moze, so E2 like the current Moze here, is not an extremely high damage dealing character, so it's possible going speed boots for E2 Moze is better, and going attack boots for E6 Moze, you know, that orientation. Now we're on swordplay. I really need to level up the Herder Shop Light Cone, because this is not too good on him, but it's fine as long as we can pretty much always stay on that one target, which we do, because he doesn't change targets. On a 4-piece random rainbow set, nothing too special, just for stats. Yeah, pretty good. As for the Eidolons here, so E1, the 20% energy really quick is very good to help get the ult up immediately, and then the extra energy per little talent trigger also does help us not suffer, because without a turn in the action order, he's not basicing, he's not skilling, so really hard for him to actually get his ultimate up. E2 is where we get the other buffs, so this plus the vulnerability, it does make him a very good partner for Feixiao, or Dr. Ratio too as well. And then, let's see, E3, E4, more damage, E6, more damage, so E3 to E5 is for his personal damage, and really, I've said really quick way too many times, not really quick, we've got in the night, Seela's Light Cone on March, because, like I said, haven't leveled cruising. Rainbow set, just like everything else. 2-piece Rutland, very nice. E3 March, I will E6 later. As for her base stats, she was 140 speed, 99% crit rate, just like Feixiao, and I really, really like this extremely high crit rate. It's a little overkill. 95 is pretty much as high as you ever need to go, but it is very, very comfortable. That's all I gotta say. So, Gallagher 165 on Quid Pro Quo. No break effect. Who needs break effect? On two 2-piece speeds with the speed set and the forge set. And yeah, that's all we got. Thanks for watching. This was the Feixiao 4-star only team. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about it. Put into the comments any future team suggestions with Feixiao, or anybody for that case. And yeah, join the Discord, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Adios.